All right, welcome back. On the back of what Nigerian athletes have done at the 2014 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, it looks like we're not doing badly, are we, Alera?
No, we're not.
We're not doing badly.
In fact, one person, there was one shining star in all of that.
Yep. Oh, well, I can think of two, but okay, maybe one is more entertaining than the other, but the one that is called Blessing Okagbare.
That's the one I was talking about.
Okay. But then there's the one that was more entertaining, the lady from Ondo State, Adekoroye. She, the wrestler, she was something else, because I've never seen somebody so joyous, so happy that she won a medal. It was heartwarming. Heart melting, really.
I think everyone is happy when they win a medal.
Yeah, but hers was just amazing. The dance step as well. Well, the 2014 Commonwealth Games has come and gone, and Nigeria's performance at the just concluded Games is an indication of the lofty heights that our sportsmen and women can attain with team spirit and adequate preparation for global competition. Some people have said that our competition was not as adequate as it should have been, but somehow we did get the medals. We did not too badly. So
and we did not badly without enough preparation. Imagine if we had prepared properly.
If we had prepared properly, we probably would have been competing with England in terms of the number of medals. But we'll let the experts in the house do the analysis for us. It's not going to be down to Alera and I to do this. So I will start from my right, and that will be the president of Taekwondo in Nigeria, George Ashiru. Good morning and welcome.
Morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you here. And on the other side, I've got Bukola Alopade, who's the sports administrator.
Two Bukolas.
Yes, two Bukolas actually, but the one in white, former commissioner for sports in Ogun State, and now a sports administrator, and I guess he runs his own sports organization as well. And then Bukola Bojuwoye, who's a sports medical doctor. Great to have you both here.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, viewers.
Well, let's start with Taekwondo. How did we do? Was it part of those that was your federation? Is it called Taekwondo Federation, or what's it called?
Nigeria Taekwondo Federation.
Nigerian Taekwondo Federation. Now, in terms of the Commonwealth Games, what's your summary of the entire game, looking at it as a sportsman and a sports administrator?
Well, we went into the games. I remember there was a meeting in Abuja where we have a high performance task team, of which I'm a member, and there was a target of a number of gold medals to be won. And what we said was that you cannot get anything less than the best in the past. So if we had gone 10 gold medals in the past, then we can't get less than 10. That would be failure. So the target was to meet the minimum, in consideration of the fact that we didn't have the necessary funding, we didn't have the right kind of preparation, and that's a fact. So if we could at least, despite that little glitch, still get at least 11 gold medals.
Challenge.
So that was there. Don't forget that these athletes didn't have a training tour. The camping was just 4 weeks in Abuja. The last few weeks they had issues. It all comes down to the fact that we had a lot of distractions in our country. So the right kind of funding, the right kind of preparation wasn't there. However, we still have to look at the fact that, you mentioned blessing. A blessing is a blessing. all those athletes that won medals for us, they are just blessings to this country. A lot of them are passionate, they're driven, they want to win it, regardless of the camping we had. They had been camping themselves. And we have to continue relying on talents, but looking to the future, until we bring talent into science, we're going to be hovering at just about the pathway or the halfway mark.
So in essence, the guys that went to Glasgow, they had very limited exposure, very limited training, but they just raw talent and extremely passionate and well-driven individuals, and they've done it on their own back, not necessarily because Nigeria has given them all that they require.
Oh yes, I mean, look at the population of this country, estimated 170 million. 60% are under 30, and a lot of them are unemployed. And sports is one of the greatest, sports and entertainment are the two biggest opportunities for people that age group. So we have a large number of people, a large pool of people that could potentially be world champions, Olympic champions, or whatever. The grassroots, through the states, local governments and the state associations, provide opportunity to find them. But getting them to the federal level, where they become elite athletes, that's the biggest challenge for us as a country. So that gap between what the states are doing and what the national is doing, that's what we need to really bridge. Because you can't bring all these 100 million talents, you can't bring them all to Abuja.
No.
But we need to find a way to look for them. Once we get them, then we need to put them through what the whole world is now doing, elite athlete training.
Okay.
We need to do a bit more of that.
Okay.
Okay,
So
Mr. Lapade, in what way do you think that we could have had a better outing?
Well, I think George has actually captured the essence of how we could have done better. But for me, this Commonwealth, the exposure to these Commonwealth Games did not necessarily speak volume as to some of the things the new crop of administrators that are springing up around the country are putting into our sports to make it better. Let me go back to Delta State and the sort of institutionalized system that they have in Delta State, because that also would answer the question. We need a system where the grassroots that he mentioned is nurtured effectively by the states, because whether you like it or not, at the national level, you cannot nurture athletes. All you can do is fund.
That's right.
The people that are responsible for nurturing athletes are at the state level and at the federation level. Now, when you look at the Delta State example, you would agree with me that because from the time of Governor Ibori down to Governor Duaga, sports has been institutionalized in a way that they know how to tap the talents, pick them up, nurture them, fund them at the state level. The chunk of the gold medals we won, almost 9 or 10 of them, were by Delta State athletes. And the most exciting one for me was
Thank you, I
Brume.
take a bow.
The most exciting one for me was Brume,
yes.
that won the long jump.
The long jump, yes.
I expected Blessing to have won those gold medals, even won the long jump. But Brume, I was there. I know authoritatively the effort of Amaju Pinnick, the effort of Chief Solomon Ogba, and the effort of the governor to put proper funds around young athletes like Brume in order to propel them to win these medals. So we need to go back and study what is being done in Delta State and drive it around the country. And once we're able to capture that, I have no doubt that we will do better. I do not subscribe to the issue of taking our athletes abroad to prepare them for events of this nature. We can prepare them effectively from our backyards, through the state's machinery, and hand them over to the federation to do what they need to do at the national level, and we'll get the results.
But sorry, just to be clear on something, in terms of having international competitions as part of their preparation, that is essential.
Oh,
no
absolutely, absolutely. You cannot even develop a system without serious competition for these athletes. But the truth of the matter is, taking them abroad to go and keep them for 5-7 weeks is also a burden on the limited funds that we have to run sports in this country. So he spoke about the High Performance Center. More efforts, practical efforts should be put into empowering the High Performance Center. We should stop the literature of it now and start the hands-on, because we've not started the hands-on. The best High Performance Center today in the world, probably arguably, is the one in Pretoria, which Bolaji Abdullahi visited before he left as minister. We must take a cue from where he stopped and ensure that we put the High Performance Center in place. There are quality people working with people like George Ashiru right now, Dr. Ken, for example, that can drive the High Performance Center. The High Performance Center can also, in one hand, get our young talents, nurture them within the center, and bring them to become world beaters. The Jamaicans don't leave Kingston to win medals. They are focused on athletics, and they've taken over it, operating everything effectively from Kingston.
From Kingston. Okay, let me ask our other Bukola Bojue. Now, as a sports medical doctor, some of the things that we notice, or some of the things we're hearing, is that our young people, in terms of understanding their nutrition, understanding how their body works, understanding the level of training, I'll use myself, I'm not a young